Welcome to another episode of Landlord TV. This is your host, Rob Wells from the law office of Robert M. Wells. Our office helps landlords with their landlord and tenant problems. And in this episode, we're going to talk about when and how a landlord can enter a tenant's unit. Before we get into that, though, landlords and property managers, if you're going through a landlord-tenant situation that you need help on, please feel free to contact us and book a case review. We can help you out. Don't go about these problems by yourself. Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how and when a landlord can enter a tenant's unit. This question came up for me this week here, where a landlord was just wondering how they can enter in a tenant's unit or if they even could. And the Civil Code, particularly Section 1954, basically gives us this answer. And the answer is yes, a landlord may enter into a tenant's unit, but it's conditioned on a few different things. So the reasons why a landlord can enter into a unit are for the most common things, such as doing necessary or needed repairs, improvements, or supplying necessary or agreed upon services to your tenants. That would be the most common thing a landlord would be entering a tenant's unit into, to fix items and that type of deal. A landlord can also enter into a tenant's unit if there's an emergency. For example, let's say a water line within the home or the unit has bursted and water spewing everywhere. Okay, obviously a landlord can enter into the unit to stop the leak because that would be deemed an emergency. So questions I get after that are, okay, Rob, how do I enter into the tenant's unit? Well, the one most common thing that you can do, and most of my landlords get into their units this way, is just reaching out to the tenant and making a mutual time and date that they can come to the unit. For example, hey, you need to fix a kitchen stove. Okay, well, Bob, when can we come fix the stove? Tuesday at the 5th at 5 o'clock. Okay, great. Yeah, we can send someone out that way. That's the most common way of getting into a unit, is with a tenant or the resident's consent at the time that the entry needs to be made. If you can't get that, however, the Civil Code basically provides that you have to give written notice, and you can give written notice in one of two fashions. The most common fashion that notice is given is there's a written notice posted on the front door of the property or in a conspicuous place where the tenant will find it. It will basically state, dear, tenants and residents so-and-so, we're going to make entry on such and such date at such and such time, to effect necessary repairs or other items that could be listed on the notice to show the property to contractors or workmen, for example, is another permissible use. So if you post notice on the front door in a conspicuous place, you gotta give your tenants and residents at least 24 hours before you enter. Okay. And if no one is present at the time of entry, you will leave evidence of your entry. The most common thing to do is leave a business card, or contractor leaves a business card, that type of deal. If you can also mail the notice, but you have to give the tenants at least 6 days before you make your entry. So let's say, in advance, a month from now, hey, we got to clean out all the HVAC ducts and so forth like that. And you're going to go unit by unit, and that, the date's going to be 30 days in advance. Well, you could just mail your tenant a notice saying 30 days from now on such and such date, we'll be coming into your unit for about an hour to clean out your ducts, for example. So that could be another way of giving notice as well too. So landlords and property managers, if you have questions about entering a tenant's unit, or if you can't enter a tenant's unit, our office is here to help you out with that. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what happens when your tenant, you give a notice to enter, or you work out a situation where, hey, you're going to come do some repairs and you have an actual tenant or occupant that refuses you entry when you're going to make those repairs. And we're going to cover that in the next episode. But until then, we're here to help you out. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and share it with anyone that may need this information. And until the next time, we'll see you then. Thanks.